What? Yeah, I think I mentioned before, I never had a wave bird growing up, but I did have a pelican. That shit got me through tough times, though. I also had this weird ass, I'm pretty sure it was Mad Catz, like fucking see-through one, you know what I'm saying? Get that Muslim appropriation out of here. Come back here with the fucking gigabyte hammer. Grandma's gigabyte teeth. Fucking 10 gigabyte dentures, get it? That's the future. Smart teeth. What? Who's that? You're not welcome around these parts. Wait a minute. That you, boy? Ganondorf's fucking shit up. He threatened to shoot my son, please. Please, fuck up this dragon. Make sure you hit him in the head. They still have the same tune. You know what I'm saying? The doo 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 doo. But before it used to be like some straight up fucking Muslim prayer shit fucking and people were just like, whoa, what the fuck? There was apparently this whole thing about them like, you know, taking it out because of that, but apparently it was like fixed beforehand. Just because it ended up being some kind of copyright thing. Actually, I don't even think that was true, because it was like off of some free use fucking CD anyway. So it's something that's like commercially available to people regardless, so the use of it really couldn't be called offensive or appropriation or anything. There was some kind of internal reason for doing it though, apparently. Or maybe they just didn't want people thinking that they buckled under to fucking cancel culture back in the day. Nah, it wasn't because people said something, it was because we wanted to. Whatever you say, Miyamoto. It's got that fucking Shadow Temple fucking sound font chant thing though. I think it's spookier. Almost unfittingly spooky. I guess it would be kind of scary running through a volcano, right? Like, oh shit, I could die at any misstep. Fuck these plates. Oh, that's right. They'll make a different sound. Instead of tongue, it was like ting. So yeah, there's a definite trade-off with content creation with like different types of games. Games like Ocarina of Time inherently take longer just being what they are. To that end, you get a lot to work with though. A lot of usable material. Whereas a game like Rogue Ops, you know, it was pretty direct in what it was. Wasn't a whole lot to do with the game outside of what there was to do. But to that end, the gameplay series was a lot funnier and snappier, I think, because it was just dumbass Rogue Ops shit, you know. What am I fucking up now? Oh, okay. I'll have to take off my shirt. Okay, yeah, I will take off my shirt. Well, what the fuck am I doing? See, this is what that fucking Ganja Kilo 420 be doing to you. Thought it wasn't gonna let me fucking leave this bitch. So yeah, I feel like there's probably enough, you know, with just Child Link to do an episode, but the pace changes so drastically with like Adult Link. I don't know if I'd want to do each tempo like as a thing, you know. Here's a secret for saving me. How about you just give me all the information you can so that I can fucking help your enslaved brethren? Here's a secret that might help you save some other Jews. How about you just fucking give me the passcodes? No, that's what the other one's supposed to tell you. You... Oh. Hit my head. Alright. Progress. Here's where them fucking slugmas are. Check this out. That's actually going to be necessary on this next part. It's not particularly necessary here. I think you have just enough time to Yeah, run up and climb past the fire just on the normal timer. But for here... No, it's a different room. I'll tell you a secret for saving me. In this temple, there are doors that fall down. Move! If my Uncle Kenny shows up with a bat and tries to swing, you better run. I wouldn't call that a hint, I guess, but thanks. I guess I know your Uncle Kenny's out there now. Bro's got AI controls. Dude's a boulder. Let me tell you something, boy. The only reason I don't put you in the ground right now is because I've been enslaved by a dragon. Otherwise, I wouldn't tolerate your presence on my mountain. Jesus, when did Gorons become so racist? 7 years ago. Oh yeah, sorry. Fucking Link fucked it all up. Oh, Link. Well, bro's up close and personal. Bro thinks he's my tax attorney. Oh! It's because I didn't push it all the way in, so it didn't save its position. Nice. So yeah, the first, like I said, the first few dungeons, tutorial, obstacle type of shit. The forest temple gets a little more intricate. I wouldn't say the fire temple or water temples are any more or less intricate or difficult than one another. I think they're all at about the same pace, you know. They just apply different logic skills and things like that. The Shadow and Spirit Temple, on the other hand, I think those are much more challenging and a little more grueling in their way. Which is probably part of the reason why you do, they are kind of separated. You do have to beat these 3 temples first. Like I said, it's suboptimal, but you can beat these temples out of order. It's suboptimal because there's certain things you can't do here without... Hey! You see how Navi's green up there again? Hold on, we gotta get closer. Or maybe we gotta be like up there. He might be like a return point. Aww. Are you releasing me? Thank you for releasing me. Somewhere in this temple, you're sure to meet up with some creatures that dance as they attack. Arrows won't hurt them. Looks like you might need some of the Goron's special crop, if you know what I mean. Some of that fucking Goron green, that fucking Death Mountain Kush. Huh? Smoking on that hero of time. Fucking brutality. It even points you in the right direction of him. Ain't that courteous? So yeah, this is very repetitive. Just free the Gorons, get a key. Tell you a secret for saving me. You just want to make sure you have enough keys, is all. Go through every open door you can. See, Pharaoh's Wind is great in this temple. Because it helps you get back on fucking track, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know what Pharaoh's Wind is, if you never bothered to get it, or if you've just never played this game, it's basically just a checkpoint. Ah, see, that's where we're going. It'll mark your last entry point, so here it would be this door, as a checkpoint, and then it'll boot you to the front door. meaning that you can leave and then warp somewhere, do whatever you're gonna do, and then whenever you need to come back to the dungeon, you walk back in, use Pharaoh's Wind again, and it checks you back into wherever you use it. Yeah, I forgot who you fight for the hammer. Nah, you gotta go up that spirally, which I think this is what this room leads to. Ugh. 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 Bro. That's not what a door does. That's what the keys are for. Bazooka. I already knew that was in here, obviously. The door's laughing at me. It's like, oh, fuck. Who the fuck? Who? Who in the where? What? Why? I'm fucking frying over here. I'm dying. I'm blue da boo dee ba doo ba. Shit banger. You old turkey jerker. Son of a gun. Oh. Rayquaza. Oh. What am I gonna do now? Gotcha. Hey, that shit's fucking me up though. This was the right place to go though. Ah, fuck. This switch is rusty. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Some iron boots ain't enough, huh? That's some bullshit and you know it, Deborah. There we go. I knew there was another road. Hey. Wait a second. That's not a real door. Alright, this'll kill his ass. That jump slash. Well, I guess that's the way we want to go, right? No, the elevator. Here's what I was talking about before. Oh, didn't even have to do all that. Yeah, see, that one doesn't give you enough time to climb up that first one and then still make it up. So you have to do it on that one. See, I knew I wasn't tripping. Now we got the spirally. That's not that hard. Of course, if you fuck up, it sucks. That's just a bomb and a sword put together, really. My knees. Yeah, I would have brought you all the way down here. At least they didn't bring you down to that other chamber though, like that other one did. That would have sucked. What does this guy tell me? A door is hidden inside the statue. Yeah, I know. It's where the boss key is. Don't you have anything stronger? Maybe the fucking thing I just fucking used to get up in here, maybe? I don't know, bro. Yeah, so this just brings you back to the beginning. You got one more key, which you need. And then there's just this final loop right here. This is why you need that key. You really don't need it, they just put one there, I guess, just as a check. Every time I see somebody talk about Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I think it's funny, because I always think Pokemon BDSM. Because, you know, they abbreviate it BDSP. Huh. This is disgusting. Oh, that fucking hit lag, bro. Motherfucker thinks he's Ganondorf Dragmire. Yeah, see, this is much more like what the progression in the Forest Temple should have been like. It's just that one fucking part got me, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. And you know what? That's good. That's always how Zelda dungeons have done it. I remember getting stuck on the sand ship. That's my favorite Zelda dungeon of like all of them on Skyward Sword, by the way. The Lanayru sand ship. Yeah, there was a certain part that just stuck me for like a good couple hours the first time I played it. I remember the part very clearly. I'm in a box. This guy doesn't even, what, no clue? Fuck you. That's it, boss key, final item, dungeon's over in under an hour. Anton Gurdu. That'd be a crazy name for this dragon. If you already know some Nintendo trivia, you already know that this boss was already coded actually using an R-Wing, basically. This is effectively an R-Wing from Star Fox that you're fighting, in terms of the model that they use to get the movements in. Because that's the thing, you know, the same way that tons of games run on, like, Unreal Engine and shit nowadays. Fucking Nintendo had, and other developers had their own engines too. We mentioned with Nightfire how EA's been doing their fucking license models forever, and they've actually, you know, they've got really good models because of it. But, you know, that was a thing for like most developers, because it's a smart thing to do, to reuse assets, reuse the stuff you're already familiar with. To that end, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox, Mario 64, they shared a lot of assets. They shared effectively the general engine that I guess Mario 64 created. To the point that, you know, even Dinosaur Planet, right, the Zelda-inspired adventure game that was supposed to come out on 64, that would eventually become Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube, effectively plays just like Ocarina of Time, you know what I'm saying? When you're playing Star Fox Adventure, you're playing like, it kind of feels like you're playing the Wind Waker, or like just a sharper Ocarina, because that's quite literally how the game was structured. Bro, what the fuck was that? Bitch ass dragon. Dragging my balls. Yeah, so Mario didn't have any enemies like this, obviously. These games did what you should do. Ocarina was as good as it was because it expanded on everything that Mario did already, to the point that they didn't really have to worry about it. So it was just like, cool, let's worry on the more intricate shit. Are you sure? It looks like fucking nothing to me. I don't know its weakness, Link, just hit it with a hammer. Right, they already had the physics, the world building, you know, the groundwork of it done. Which, you know, this is all more easily understandable nowadays because we do have universal engines. We're more hip to the concept of it all. But this shit was a little more groundbreaking to figure out early on. But it makes sense. You know, again, why wouldn't they reuse these assets? Why wouldn't they do it this way? It's only logical, it's only sensible. It's cost effective, time effective, everything. But again, it's all in foresight too. It's all in hindsight, rather. It's Goku! Look at this dude, he's high as fuck. He's like, thanks a lot, brother. I've been smoking that Goron special crop all day. Nothing fucking lights up this fucking Goron dab like some fucking dragon magma. By the way, I, the wild Darunia, turned out to be the great sage of fire. Isn't that funny, brother? Well, this must be what they call destiny. Hey, brother, take this medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits. See, like I said, it's all still alluded to having some sort of power, but again, in canon, it just translates to progress. Or in gameplay, rather. So this This should have been Din's Fire then. This is how you would have gotten Din's Fire originally, is it would have been accessed through the Fire Medallion. Nehru's Love would have been through the water thing. Pharaoh's Wind would have been through the Wind Temple. And then there was some other stuff. There was like invisibility, I think, for the Shadow Temple. And then something else for the Spirit Temple. Like you could make like a dummy or a clone. Which ended up being reused in Majora's Mask for the Elegy of Emptiness. But yeah, see, we're already good. We've got everything we need. We've got the items. We got Epona. We got all this shit. There's no reason to dawdle. We can just go on to the next one. And to get into the Water Temple, you need... I guess you don't need the Zora Tunic, but you'd be kind of fucked without it. There'd be a lot of pressure without it. I'm sure someone can do it, though. And then you can use the hook shot underwater. And this is the most tedious part of it all. The Water Temple, you know, it's got the reputation for being like the worst dungeon in the game, being really difficult or being really tedious. At the end of the day, that's all it boils down to, accurately, is the tediousness of it. In particular, there's a certain tediousness that comes with, well, with this. Yeah, every time you want to do anything, anytime you need to go between up and down, underwater, whatever. Oh, you, if I'm right, you're Link. You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé. Oh, fuck. I'll never forget the vows we made to each other. Motherfuckers trying to get away as we speak. There's more important things. The world is ending, ho. Yeah, the thing with like Zelda content too in particular, it's like what Zelda shit is there to watch? What would you want to even see with something like Zelda? Fucking top 10s? I haven't fucked with a good Zelda top 10 in forever. I might rewatch some old ones, but me, and it seems like most people seem to, when it comes to games like Zelda and 64, most of this demographic seems to be into the long-form retrospective side of things. Which, originally we were planning on doing a retrospective for Siphon Filter, but I felt like it would be dumb to do it on a single game. I felt like it would be better for the trilogy, but I just didn't have the hardware for all that. I didn't have the awareness, the skill set for it yet, so it didn't really, you know, happen that way. The thing about those long-form type of content, it is easier in its way. There is a sort of casual personalness that is acceptable with the format, more so than like your typical review format or anything like that. Like if we're doing a fucking review, you don't want to fucking sit here and listen to a fucking story about my fucking grandma, you know what I'm saying? But in a retrospective, you know, if you can work it in there, it might have its place. You know what I'm saying? I would want to hit like that 50-minute, hour-long mark, which isn't unusual for most of our uploads, but again, that's all gameplay content. Whoa. Bro, I just front flip backwards. And see, Din's Fire just makes a lot of things easier. And guaranteeing it with the Fire Medallion, I guess, would have made a lot of things trivial. Keeping it as a secret, I guess, does help a little bit. But yeah, you'll find that this is effectively no more or less tedious than the Forest Temple was. It's just the nature of having to change the water levels, and it does make your mistakes a lot more grueling in that unintentional way. It's not really punishing intentionally, it's just, you know, it's such an inconvenience because it's just, oh, you gotta change your boots fucking 2-3 times again to work your way all the way up, to change the water level, to change your boots again and do all this shit. It's very tedious, and if you fuck up, if you don't know pretty well what you're doing, or if you don't at least have the spatial reasoning to be like, okay, I've been here, I went this way, I went up to the left, down, right, so I gotta go here and there. You might fuck around and get lost and do a lot of shit unnecessarily. Sometimes that's just easier. I guess I didn't really yield us anything. That was just like a secret, but this is the way you want to play a game like this, because you never know what's a secret or what's just fucking anything. This is how you avoid wasting as much time as possible in a temple like this. By fucking doing what you gotta do and just being thorough about it. It's especially important, like I said here, just because, you know, it does suck for those reasons. You want to make as few mistakes as possible so you don't have to backtrack and keep going in and out of your pause menu every time. Because you should really only have to change the water level like once per level. Or once per floor, you know. You see what I mean? Ain't nothing too bad yet. Let's go harder. Motherfuckers calling these motherfuckers a skank underwater. Am I trapped? Of course not. Oh hey, look at that. Yeah, see, everything's got a clear path. It's all, you know, it's all jumbled up, you know. It's a little weird looking. But it's all logical, it all makes sense. And there's your other key. See, this might have been an easily missed key, you know, if you didn't already know it was here. I didn't even particularly remember it was here, but I knew there were more rooms that I could go to, so I went to them, you know what I'm saying? This is all to say that it's really not that bad. The 3D remake remedies a lot, if you don't already know, in making, oh fuck, in making, the Iron Boots a toggleable item, so instead of having to do the pause menu thing every time, you can just press a button on the, you can just press a hotkey on the touchscreen, and it's just fucking one and done. Which you could say that's not much of an inconvenience in itself either, and I mean, it isn't, but... And we can't get over there without the long shot. So now we know we come back somewhere, armed with a key and the dungeon item. So past there is probably the boss key, you know what I'm saying? We know it's not the boss item because, or we know it's not the dungeon item because you can't reach it without the dungeon item. But see, now that saves us at least the one trip. And we're already changing the water level again. This immediately changes the state of the temple. You could basically consider it, you know, a different stage now. Which means that the previously explored rooms are now previously unexplored because we haven't explored them as they were. There's a secret shown to you in plain vision right there. Fucking hey, you know, go in this hole. Okay, skank. What you I'm drowning. See, look at how much we've explored just changing the water level the initial time and then just this second one. All for what, another key? We're up one still. So yeah, there's that. So that lock's behind us. We have now that room, and that room. But we also have the bottom rooms now filled with water. Specifically filled halfway up with water. In particular, there's one area here, as you remember. We came up over here when it was completely submerged with water, and then went all the way up to the top floor, drained it, came back, and then went into this room. Which means that the middle section is still unexplored. So see, that's a whole ass other room down a path we've already been to because the water's different. I guess that does throw some people off, but it's really not a whole... There's not much to it, you know what I'm saying? It's just, again, tedious. And we're up 2 keys now. And that's it. That's everything for this corridor. We never have to go back to any of this chamber again. At least not from this direction. The Zora suit's way cooler in a Twilight Princess, you know what I'm saying? You get fucking flippers and shit. So yeah, you can go back in there by lighting it on fire. There's no real point now. You need the long shot to get in there as well. It's an open corridor this way, so we'll check it out first. Gotcha, motherfucker. It's just a map. So yeah, in this middle section, there's basically only the one way to go then. Because you can go that way, but it only gets you the map. There's nothing this way. The other way is a trap. You need the fucking long shot, you know what I'm saying? So you use one of the keys you got to come up in here. Motherfucker was getting ready to swing. So yeah, odds are, especially with the wackier design of it, they were probably at least hoping that a good chunk of people would probably miss one of these keys, or at least not be keen to getting it beforehand, and you would probably have to backtrack, which, yep, you need a key to get past that. I was gonna say, bro, it's right there, what are you doing? Just had to be extra double triple sure. And yeah, there's your 2 keys. A key to get in, a key to get out. And then everything else is just fucking wackadoodle, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking platforming, fucking Spider-Man-ing this shit. Yeah, I gotta hit him with one of these. Gotta switch that polarity. Easy enough. And then one more time. You big slimy fuck. Likes are terrifying in Tears of the Kingdom. So's fucking old, what's it called? The fucking dragon? Oh shit, it's the Shadow Link. Yeah, see, everything interesting about the temple was like fucking... Strong iron bars are blocking the door. I don't really know the logic for Dark Link. I just fucking swing on him. No. Fucking Dark Link. Anyway, that turns back into a normal room. You get the long shot, and guess what? The fucking dungeon's over. Because that's all it is. It's just fucking working your way to the item. And see, what was hard about that? What was confusing about this? If you ask me, frankly, this is the easiest temple if you ask me. It's just, you know, tedious. But if you know what you're doing, you only ever have to switch the water level once for each level. You drain it, you bring it to the middle, you bring it back up, and you're done. That was the wrong song. I think especially a lot of people just coming into old games, they come into them with a sense of intimidation. The thing is, a lot of older games were cheaper, and they are immediately perceived as harder for that reason. But the thing is, you know, games were only so smart. For as cheap as they are, they can usually be exploited in the same cheap, much in the same cheap way, you know? This goddamn part of the stage is terrible. Yeah, it's all very linear in its way. Have you been to this room? Well, then you probably got what you need out of it. Go to the next one. No, yeah, but that's the thing. A lot of people, the intimidation factor plays a big part too. This is the stupidest shit I've ever fucking seen. What a fitting thing to happen just as soon as I start talking about fucking cheap, shitty difficulty mechanics. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's nothing, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, things like spawn rates, you know, were limited, aggression and comprehension, you know, quote unquote, were all very limited. And those things can all be taken advantage of. And see, now we're just back up over here. Same thing with here, you know, it's one of those things where like this dungeon's reputation and, you know, the less than stellar mechanics of the time all paint a picture of it being something harder to deal with than it actually is, you know. Imagine having to play a fucking song on the guitar to flush your toilet. Oh, well, no. I know what to do. Here we go again. But now... Just a secret? No, another key. So see, it's all necessary. There's one of your necessary keys. I knew there was a weird-ass chamber with some spirally water. Yeah. There we go. You just had to follow the fucking... Had to find the right current. Had to find the right current, I mean. See, they give you bombs because you'll need them. So yeah, if you just go... Just order of elimination with this shit. If a door's locked, you obviously can't go through it, so go through whatever door you can. If there's 3 open doors and 2 locked doors and you find a key in the first open one, you should still go check out the fucking other 2. Just because they're open. And odds are you'll probably have to. I think I did that the wrong way. God damn it. I thought I was clearing out a path to come somewhere over here, but nope. Fuck, that stinks. I'd be hard-pressed to call any dungeon in Zelda too hard-pressed, especially in Ocarina of Time. They get a little more creative later on, but that's not to say that you still can't get lost or make a wrong turn. And again, it's a matter of whether or not you're the kind of person whose brain even works this way. If it's not, maybe you have a better way of doing it, or maybe the dungeons are funner because they take you longer because you're not as concerned with clearing out every fucking room, you know? It all just depends. It's a playstyle thing, really. Anyway, yeah, it becomes transparent in that way if you fucking follow that logic. But I mean, you know, I guess the same could be said of any game. If you play Skyrim by fucking running around talking to every single person at every turn about every fucking thing you possibly can, then yeah, you'll probably get a lot of shit out of the way, you know, too. But if you just want to run around and play a little bit more naturally, well, the structure's all different, right? So that's not to say that any of this takes away from it, it's just, you know, if you struggle with this kind of stuff, it's really not that hard if you are looking for a way to do it. It gets away in being as complex as it is by following a tight structure that can be, like I said, you could put it through the ringer. It's a little mechanical, takes a bit of the soul out of it, but it'll work every time. This is great for replaying games, if you're not going to get that kind of wonder and whimsy out of a game anymore anyway. Or if you're just playing it for a different reason, again, content creation or whatever else, then it all helps regardless. Or if you're just speedrunning, if you're doing whatever else. And those types of things can be fun in their own way, too. And I think you did have to change the water level to make the head pop up, I'm not sure. But yeah, technically you could have done all this without having officially beaten the forest or fire temple. But, I mean, you know, there's really no point in doing it that way other than just doing it just for the fuck of it. Hey, that fairy followed me. I want it. Easy. So yeah, I forgot about that last little couple chunks of rooms, but... Link, look out. This isn't normal water. This is that Michigan water. Something living in this shit. Glue, 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 glue. Fucking water noises. There's still plenty of secrets too. Like the ice arrows, fire arrows, those are completely optional as well. Motherfucker's trying to be slick with it. Like I ain't know. I'm telling you, bro, that jump slash is vicious. It's an easy ass boss too. Just gotta grab the brain. The fucking nucleus. Yeah, the verticality of it, especially in this era when, you know, just a couple years after games being completely flat and shit still, could have thrown some people off. And then especially if you already were having a tough time of it and you didn't go out of your way to find, like, the fucking compass and all this and that. Which I don't even got a fucking map up open here, I don't think. I did get the map and the compass both, though, I think. Either way. Again, not that bad. The Spirit Temple has a few more puzzles, and then the Shadow Temple relies a little more on, like, some combat and, like, cheap tricks. And then after that, it's just fucking Ganon's shit. We're already equipped as we need to be for the Spirit Temple, which will also help us, or for the Shadow Temple, rather, but that'll also help us navigate the desert as an adult to get the, to get to the Spirit Temple. I would have expected no less from the man I chose to be my baby daddy. What? I grant my eternal love to you, motherfucker. Flinched hard as fuck. I'm just kidding, I can't do that because I'm the Sage of Water, motherfucker. I love all the sage portraits in Wind Waker 2, the stained glass in the sacred chamber. She's alive, I can sense it. I can tell that nothing will stop you in your quest for justice and peace. You must take this medallion. Take it respectfully. Don't tell me what to do. Fuck this medallion. Nehru's love is in the desert, and I don't remember where Pharaoh's wind is. If you see Sheik, please give him my thanks, okay? I'm not cheating on you with Shink. Shink? I mean Sheik. Link and Sheik put together. Yeah, now the water's flowing back. As the water rises, the evil is vanishing from the lake. Link, you did it! It's a little too excitable for a cool emo character, bro. I don't like it. Did Ruto want to thank me? I bet that bitch did. Euphoria, I knew that was you. I didn't even have to look. We have to return peace to Hyrule for her sake, too, don't we? I don't give a fuck about Ruto. Look at that, Link. Look at the water. You don't drink this shit? Got fish pee in it, Link. Drink it. Drink the water, Link. The lake is filled with pure water. All is as it was here. It's like Ganondorf never genocided the Zoras, actually. I mean, he still did, but... What you looking at, bro? Man, he disappeared like magic into thin air. Nowhere to be seen. Motherfucker done dookied into the water. Hey, what's that pedestal over there in that direction that Sheik jumped into? When water fills the lake, shoot for the morning light. What does that mean? Gotcha, bitch. The fire arrows are really easy to get. Because, I mean, this is all you have to do. You could have done that earlier. You could have done that from the beginning, but of course, you'd have had no way to go over there. I'm sure there's some kind of glitch, bomb, jumping, sliding type of shit to do it with. So, I guess there's some actual flags at this point. The game actually does change. From this point on, if you go into Kakariko Village, it'll trigger a certain cutscene. You'll learn the fucking Shadow Song to summon Shadow the Hedgehog. Nah, to fucking teleport to the graveyard, which is how you get into the Shadow Temple. And then as for the desert and everything else, you can just get up in there now. So yeah, we got the fire arrow, so we're gonna get the ice arrow next.